side, Barbara Lawton and the mayor of Milwaukee, Tom Barnett, have said under no circumstances will they be signing a concealed carry bill. Both of the Republican candidates, Scott Walker and Mark Newman, both have said they would sign anyone that is put in front of them. Remember that next year in 2010. Some people ask me why I carry a gun for protection, and I tell them because a cop is too heavy. But the gentleman in the back who was holding up his sign, and God bless you, sir, for having your First Amendment rights out here and the ability to express them. But what I can't figure out is concealed carry has been proven to benefit three major groups: the elderly, minorities, and the third one is children. And I can't figure out what those people that don't like concealed carry have against those three groups. Now, does anybody here think that we should not protect those people by having concealed carry? No. It's something that 48 other states recognize. Wisconsin needs to come on board, and I don't think Illinois will ever get it because of the Chicago machine down there. What can you do in the future? You need to start getting involved. Coming here today shows...
Are you ready to fight for our liberties? Are you ready to fight for our individual opportunities? It is our state. It is our time. We must get to work right now in the state of Wisconsin. We must take control of our state and take control of our nation before it's too late. Now, with great freedom and with liberty comes responsibility. It's a great responsibility to know what's right and what's wrong and always do what's right. It is a responsibility to understand that what it takes to win elections so we can fulfill the vision that all of us share here today. And finally, it's a responsibility to work, to make the phone calls, to stuff the envelopes, to write the checks, to hand out the literature. See, simply, we have to out-organize those community organizers. Now, I know that we can meet our obligations and fulfill our dreams of freedom, liberty, and personal responsibility. But it is going to take all of us here collectively in this room and at tea parties across this state and across this great nation. Are you ready to fight? Let's go get the job done together. Thank you very much, and God bless the state of Wisconsin.
They thought government was there to provide for them. They wouldn't have known how to pull themselves up by the bootstraps if their life depended on it. They would be the ones sitting in Louisiana after Hurricane Katrina waiting for the government to save them. They're the ones who don't like guns. They would have been handing over, if they had a gun, they would have been handing over their guns to the government in Louisiana. Is there anyone here that would give the government their gun? No. Is there anyone here that wants the government to have a gun database? No. It's so easy around a group like this to say we'd never do that. It's so easy to fight against smoking bans when you're in front of a group of bar owners. It's hard to stand up and support our God-given rights as guaranteed in the Constitution outside of safe groups. But that is exactly what I need you to do. Any little tiny thing out there that infringes on our liberty and our freedom has to be fought for. There's a parable going around the internet that I'm sure some of you have seen about a business owner who is invited to the White House. And as he sits down and begins to be served dinner, the way one of the men serving him takes his dinner roll. Another one comes up and takes his entree. Another one comes up and takes his coat. And eventually he loses his house and everything else. And he says, "This is the United States of America. What is happening here?" And of course, the parable has President Obama in it. And President Obama says, "You should have stopped me at the dinner roll."
That's not the way nature works. We all know about the little grasshopper who fiddled away while the ants worked to save. That's nature. Human nature is the same way because we are from nature. Human nature says you work hard. You make a living for your family. You go to school and become an engineer. You save a little bit for your retirement. You save some for your kids' education so that they can live a better life than you live. And what do? They want to take it from you. They consider it an excess. And they want to give it to people who are more in need. And you know what? The majority of those people are more in need because of bad choices that they've made in their lives. And they just don't care. And that's not my fault. You know, I'm not their fallback plan. I'm working hard for my family. It started in the turn of the century with the income tax. It continued with FDR. And now Obama. And Obama's taken us right over the edge. Obama's taken us right over the edge to the point where our republic is dying. It's like we've been bitten by a Marxist snake. We've got venom creeping through our republic. It happened a long time ago, and it's been festering, and it's been working its way through. And let me tell you, it is Marxist. It's not liberal, it's not socialist, it's Marxist. And Marxism, do you know what Marxism does? When Marxism infests a country and takes over, you know what happens? First, the troublemakers are addressed. The dissidents, the people who don't agree. That's you guys. That's you guys. You're going to be the ones first killed off. The next are the educated people. I knew a woman from China whose father was a physician in China at the time that the communists took over. Her father was put into a concentration camp, so was she. She made it out eventually. But they went after the educated people. Then they went out after the middle class, and they wiped them out. Communist China killed, we don't even know how many millions of people.